Welcome. This is Tech for Senior Live, September the 25th. I'm Ron Brown, and I've got my new Ray-Ban sunglasses on. Well, maybe. We're going to talk about that today. Lots of news today about Ray-Ban sunglasses. The other thing that's interesting that came out this week was the big announcement, of course, with Android and Chrome OS merging. Well, that's been around for a while, but Qualcomm's getting in the act. We're going to talk all about that. And then, oh my gosh, Consumer Report. Who doesn't love Consumer Report? And when Consumer Report takes on Microsoft, I thought that was God bless Consumer Report. Anyway, we'll talk about that article, and we're going to talk about all the tech news of the week. And to do that, we have enlisted a special group of experts from all across the international field, and these are and we've assembled them digitally, so they're all in the studio today, and we're going to have a great hour of camaraderie, entertainment, and lots of fun. So welcome and thank you for coming. You're probably wondering, who are these crazy people? But we come from our Monday show, which of course is even more crazy, right, Huey? 285 was our episode last week. It just seems to get more and more each week we get more. Each week it just gets bigger. So I don't know what we're doing right, but if you haven't come by and seen us on Monday, I would invite you to do so. It is a Zoom meeting, and as I look over on my other screen, I see some people have already logged into our Monday Zoom meeting, which of course they're not going to be able to see the show today because they're in the wrong spot. But anyway, it is a Zoom meeting, and we can see everybody and talk to you, and it's a lot of fun. But here, this is a little bit different. This of course is broadcast out through StreamYard, and it goes out to YouTube and Facebook. So we can't see it. So unless you put something in the comment, we have no idea who's out there. So put something in the comment if you can, and say, hey, it's me. Maybe tell us what the weather is, if you're new, if you've been here before, all that sort of thing is helpful for us. And because we're really interested in new people that come, and we often have new people on the show, and that's sort of fun. Might want to unmute yourself as well. I know you're going to have some wise words of wisdom when I introduce you. So anyway, let's get around to introducing everybody. of course, my partner who started Tech for Senior with me about 6 years ago. Great guy. We talk pretty much every other day from Bradenton, Florida. That would be Huey Popluck. And I must tell you, Huey has a new golf cart, but he has a very special license plate. Did you want to tell everybody about your special license plate?
It arrived yesterday, and it took a while to get here, but it is a license plate that has our logo on it, the Tech for Senior, with the man and the woman, and hosted by Ron and myself, and it just looks great. It's going to go nicely on the back of my golf cart.
And I know that you're going to have a picture for us for next week, right?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, very good. All right, welcome. Anything you want to say? Anything, Huey? That anything? I know you got lots of you put lots of articles up. You've got lots of things happening, but do you want to say anything?
A lot of things going on. A lot of things going on offline and online, but we'll get to it all.
Okay, great. And of course, we have Ray Baxter from Pine, Arizona. Now, Ray Baxter was our music director for many years. He's been with us pretty much since the start. He lives in Pine, Arizona. He's claim to fame he's lots of claim to fame. He's the president of APCUG, and that's the Association of Personal Computer User Group. He's also the treasurer, so he gets to hold the money. He runs the organization. So he's a jack of all trades, and his wife, Carol, always says he's the nicest man she's ever known. So I don't know how you do any more than that. So that's there you go, Ray. We haven't seen you for about a month. Welcome back, and it's nice to always get together with you.
Oh, I'm really glad to be back here and see you guys again. And your flattery makes me I have no words for it. So thank you very much.
We hope you keep coming back if we say nice things about you. So anyway, welcome back to the show, and hopefully your fall is going well. And it's getting close to Christmas. Can you believe that, eh?
Well, I think Halloween and Thanksgiving are going to come first.
Not according to Costco. Costco's already got all
Is
the
that
Christmas
right?
stuff out. They've had Christmas stuff out for a month already, right? So
That's
Costco's
terrible.
full into Christmas.
That is so wrong.
3 months from today.
They started putting Christmas stuff out in August.
That is so wrong.
Yeah. I saw online that here in Florida, the palm tree saw its shadow. So we have another 8 weeks of summer.
Well, there you go. There you go. And of course, we have our music director on our Monday show. That was Ray's replacement, but a man who is certainly, how will I describe Mike? He installed technology before it was invented. No, is that right? The right way to put it? Anyway, he knew about technology before some people even invented it, and then he built it into radio stations, as all in Eastern Canada. So he is a smart guy. He knows his technology really well, and of course he's also a music buff. He was, of course, a broadcaster for a while, and he's really interested in music. So he does our music outro on Monday. He lives in Moncton, New Brunswick, and you can come and listen to his music on our Monday show, which he's there every week, and he's got some great. I'm not going to tell you about this Monday, but this Monday's special. So if you are interested in music, history of music, you got to see the Monday show. We've got a special presentation for you for Monday, but my lips are sealed. Mike said you cannot tell anybody about our Monday show. So that's all I'm going to say, Mike.
Well, you know me, I dare to be different. And as far as the technology, I go back before the IBM PC. So that's how far back. My first computer was a Sinclair 64. If you remember those, 64K of memory. No, take that back. They came with 4K of memory. You could expand them to 64K. And there were some pretty neat things back in those days. We've come a long ways, though. And yes, Monday will be different in the music end. I've been produced a couple of videos. So my segment for Monday will be a video segment, and then some followed up with some musical clips. And I think it'll be interesting. I'm going to explore Sunday nights. And
All right. Don't
think
give
back.
away. Don't give it
Sunday
away.
nights were critical. I mean, they were sacred in my house. There were three things, and I'm not going to tell you what they are now.
All right.
Come back Monday, and we'll tell you what they were.
We'll tell you. That very good. All right. All right, Huey. Have we got anyone listening to us?
Yes, we have a energetic, group of people out there already. Yeah.
All right. Let's have a look here and see. Jolin's here. Hi, Jolin. Greetings from Low Country, South Carolina. Welcome, Jolin. Thank you for coming back. Good Thursday to you, gentlemen. Yes. Mike Saunders from England. Greetings. Oh, from Sicily. Are you down in? Greetings from Sicily. Oh, you must be on holidays.
Traveling.
Must be traveling. Now, Mike, it is the last time I've got some friends traveling this Sunday to Italy for a cruise, and everything was on strike last couple of days ago or yesterday. All the ports were closed, the airports were closed. Apparently there was a global protest there's a political protest in Italy. And I wonder if you're involved in that, because that's going to create some hassles on getting around. Anyway, we'll hopefully you can give us some clarity on that. Anyway, welcome. E.G. White Smith, greetings from Wacky Waco. Okay, Wacky Waco. Gary Bowden, hi from Victoria, cooler and cloudy. Clark Walker, rainy 72 degrees Fahrenheit in Trenton, New Jersey. Liz Milford, hi Liz from Ohio. Dick Vogel, Good Friday Eve from Sanford, Florida. This is Thursday, right?
Yes. Which
Mike,
is Friday Eve.
What time zone are you in? Edie says, in Prescott, Arizona, it will be 84 with showers later on. Murray Strom, hi from Victoria, BC, Canada. Mike Saunders, it is what's that?
Greenwich Mean Time.
Greenwich Mean Time. Okay, there you go.
So it's 6:06 p.m.
PM. Murray Strom says, what is IDMC?
No idea what he's talking about.
No idea what you're talking about. I had a Sinclair and a TL. Then the first really useful one was the VIC-20. Yeah. Murray goes back a long way too. Yeah, for sure. Albert, Cindy, Green Valley, Arizona, expecting rain. Mike Saunders, no protests here. The flight was okay. Oh, good. Excellent. Excellent. Betty says, hello from Clearwater, Florida, 86 degrees, sunny and warm.
And we're caught up.
And we all are caught up. All right. Let's talk some tech. Well, excellent. So something that I'm really interested in, and this is why we're talking about it again. Well, no, actually, we'll do this one first. Google Android for PC. I've seen it. It is incredible. This is came out this week. Qualcomm CEO Cristiano Amon teases his first look at Google's merger between Android and Chrome OS. Google is continuing to slowly tease its rumored plans to bring Android to PCs, merging it with Chrome OS. And now Qualcomm CEO Cristiano Amon is getting in on the action. He says he's seen a version of the software and he can't wait to have it. Amon was speaking on stage with Google's head of platforms and devices, Rick Osteroff, during the opening keynote for Qualcomm's Snapdragon Summit, where later today the company will reveal its Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 chipset. Before that, though, the two execs teased Google and Qualcomm's future plans together from automotive to consumer PCs. So those were that was interesting. Now, as you know, Huey and I have done a lot of videos about Chromebooks, right? Like we've done, it's a lot of talking we do about Chromebooks, but it is interesting I mean, I understand what they're doing as we move forward, but there's a huge number in the schools and around the world of Chromebooks, right? There's what are we going to do with all the history of Chromebooks? I mean, is this just going to work on everything? And the answer, of course, first of all, this isn't going to probably occur for a couple more years. There's a lot of stuff happening behind the scene, so it is a slow rollout, and it probably will. This new updated software will work with some of the older Chromebooks. But the big thing I'm wondering about is, I mean, some of the school districts have a lot of these older Chromebooks that they use, and that's great for them because they're cheap and they work, and it's great for kids. So how are they going to, how's this all going to work out? And I guess that's way above my pay grade, but I would think Google is on top of that and they're going to figure this out. But it is interesting, and this will also be synced into a PC too. So any comments for you guys?
Oh, it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing it, but as you say, I think we're a little bit off from it. Yeah,
I think we're for sure.
The Snapdragon processor is going to make a big difference. I mean, it was one of the things that we're talking about on Windows Weekly this week, where it's going to have an impact in the Windows world because some of the new chips are coming with memory on board the processor and all kinds of things that are going to really up the speed, because you're not talking about long distances, but if you can reduce the distance from the actual processor to the memory chip, you speed things up, even though it's only a few millimeters. That's coming.
Interesting to see. The next one was, of course, consumer. Now, I thought, who doesn't love Consumer Reports? I don't know how long Consumer Reports has been around, but it's been around a long time. Consumer Reports slams Microsoft for Windows 10 mess, urges extension of free updates. And they, of course, wrote a letter. Consumer Reports says Windows 10's end of support will strand millions of PC owners. It calls Microsoft actions hypocritical, and it also sent a letter to the head Satya Nadella, outlining their complaints. So I guess now here, before everyone gets to, I know everyone wants to say something about this, but I'm just going to say a couple of things. First of all, I never step up for Microsoft. I never do. Honestly, I never say anything. I don't stick up for those guys. But listen, Microsoft 10 is an old dog. It's been around for 10 years. Well, 15 if you consider the development. It's old software. Time to move ahead. And we've been talking about this for 4 years. This is not suddenly something they sprung on us. And come on, it's time to move on. So I don't really see the big, I'm sort of going on with, we got to move ahead in life, right? Who wants to use Windows 7, right? We got to move on in life.
The big problem though, Ron, was Microsoft shot themselves in the foot when they required the TPM chip to run Windows 11. But when people said, "Oh, I can't upgrade, so I'll just run this till it dies," and that's what's going to happen. I'm a great fan of upgrading when it's available. But I mean, the fact that if I had a Windows 10 machine that wasn't capable of upgrading, what do you do? Eventually, yes, you have to upgrade because that's just the way it's going to happen. But I mean, Microsoft made this mess themselves.
All right.
Go ahead. Ray,
since you skipped me on the first one, Ron, I'll take a little extra time with this response. Sure. A little bit of historical context. Microsoft formally adopted the 10-year support lifecycle policy, starting with Windows Vista in 2007. Actually, Windows XP, which was released in 2001, was supported for 13 years. So the fact that in a few weeks, Windows 10 is going to come to its end of life should be no surprise to anybody. This has been going on for the 21st century. That's right. My first point. I have heard the argument before that perfectly functional PCs will have to be discarded. but are they truly perfectly functional when they have old hardware? And the best example I can give is USB-C. I would say that the majority of Windows 10 PCs don't have a USB-C connection. Yet that is now the wave of the future. That's what everybody is using for a variety of functions. So it's not just the software. You have to look at the hardware functionality on these old computers. We have 2 Windows 10 computers in my household. One has already received the free extension of extended security updates for 1 year. So we're good for another year. So I don't have to worry about this for a full year. And then my last comment, I don't recall Consumer Reports having anything to say when Windows XP, Vista 7, 8, and 8.1 reached their end of life. So now, why are they doing it now?
Good points. Good points, Ray. I agree with all of them. I think that's exactly right. Huey.
Well, I think where Microsoft has hurt themselves is the fact they've made Windows 10 so good that it still works after 10 years without a lot of issues and without a lot of hardware updates.
But wasn't that true for Windows 7?
No.
I can remember the same comments being made by people about Windows 7. I don't want to give it up. It's working perfectly.
You know, when Windows, way back when, with Office 95, and when Microsoft was developing Office 97, they went out and surveyed their top 100 customers and said, you know, what features would you like to have put in Windows, put in Office going forward? 80% of the things people asked for were already there. People don't use the full function anyways. So, I mean, like I say, Microsoft have built this problem themselves. I have no sympathy for them.
All right, we want to move on to, I want to do the last little talk we're going to talk about is Ray-Ban display features. The new glasses that, of course, are coming out. We've talked about these a bit before, but I wanted to just go over, in this picture, you'll see one of the big differences between there's 3 editions of these glasses. There was the very first edition, there was the 2023 edition, which was very popular, and there's the third. This is the third, and this, of course, is the 2025 version. But in this picture, you're going to see the glasses, which and if you look at I don't know if you can see on the screen, but it's a color screen. You get a color display on the screen. And there's a band that goes here, and this is a wristband that you wear around the arm that you want to control these glasses. And this band picks up, I mean, obviously the next glasses that come out will read your brain waves, and as you think about something, it will change the glasses. I think that's coming. But in the short term, this wristband goes on your wrist, and it picks up the electrophysiologic stimuli coming down to your fingers as you open and close your fingers. So by putting that wristband, you can now change the menuing and stuff on the screen by controlling your fingers, and it's picked up in this wristband, which I think is really pretty darn incredible. So we're gonna see. I mean, give it some time. These are just coming out. I sure would like to get them, but it's anyway. We'll wait and see. But it is very interesting, and it's development. It's like there was the first project, there was the second project. This is the third project. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, so I wanted to let everyone know that it should be available now for you.
Well, if it can measure your brain waves and things like that, maybe it'll tell us when somebody's crazy. And so we can take all the technology away from them.
Yeah, well, anyway, so really interesting technology. And the other thing, did you know that Ray-Ban is Ray-Ban owns Ray-Ban owns LensCrafter? Did you know that? So yeah, so it's owned by the same company. So that's why these Ray-Bans, which will have they'll have transitional lenses. They're not just sunglasses, but they'll have you can put transitional lenses in them and everything, and they're going to be available all through LensCrafter and probably some Costco as well. All right.
Anyway, well, I love the new technology. It's always advancing. At this point in time, I'm not sure there's a market for these glasses today. First, the price, almost $800. That's a turnoff for many people. The article points out that what these glasses can do when you're out walking. But isn't it true that most of us seniors, we spend our time either in our home or in our car? We don't do that much walking, and for the most part. That meta neural band technology is exciting for sure. But I remember when the first Ray-Bans came out, and folks thought they were creepy because people could be videotaping them without their knowledge. These glasses bring that ability to a whole new level. So I'm saving my $800 for something else.
Okay. So anyway, we'll see what happens. All right, let's Huey, any comments before we get going on the articles?
Yeah, let me get back here. Let's see where we left off.
My E.G. White Smith said my first computer was an Osborne one and still have it. Well, good for you.
Yeah, you know what? I had one for years, and I used to put it on my desk when I was working for a company. When we had big IBM mainframes and everything, I'd put that little Osborne on my desk and do things with it. So it was a lot of fun.
Murray says, yeah, I don't want to keep using the VIC-20 even though it works. Yeah. Probably old software. JJ, hi. My first computer was a Timex. Then the Atari 800. I had the Atari 800, which is why I started my computer club in 1983. There you go.
Wow.
Murray says, yes, they could be perfectly functional. Just install Linux. Jolin says, thank you, Ray. So very well said. Well, Jolin had, I think, she had the Google glasses. I think it was the Google glasses. She had
the original ones. Yeah,
she had the original, and she liked them. Jolin talked about it a lot, and she quite liked them. Yeah. Clark says, I agree with Mike regarding TPM and 8th generation processors is the problem. I just successfully installed Linux Cinnamon Mint on my 2017 Apple iMac 27 Retina, which no longer updates for Apple. Still a beautiful, colorful computer, performs better than it did with Mac OS. There you go. John says, I used an early version of magically connected devices like Meta Ray-Ban Neural Band. It's rather amazing when it works. If it works. Gary says Ray-Ban will link to ICE for approval to show pages. Murray, when I'm walking or driving, I sure would not want to be distracted by whatever those glasses would be showing.
And we're caught up.
Okay, let's get on with, we'll get you up here. We're sharing. Did you want to refresh, Huey, or you refresh?
I just did, and this is from Ray.
Okay. Oh, Prime Day is coming. Ray,
Yes.
I'm getting excited.
All the details this year's October Prime Day. I didn't even know this was coming. That's why I thought, let me share it with everybody else. So for those wondering if there would be an October Prime Day this year, the answer is yes, with 2 days, October 7 and October 8. The article goes on to explain the difference between these days and Black Friday, which I didn't know. So anyway, mark your calendar because these days are less than 2 weeks away.
Mm-hmm. Plus, the sales have started now, right? Like if you go on there, I'm on Amazon every day, and they're starting to advertise Prime Day sales now.
Wow. Okay, T-Mobile T-Life is coming. So I switched to T-Mobile about almost 2 years ago now as my cell phone carrier because they had the superior 5G coverage in my area. Now, this article highlights that their T-Life interface, and they actually state it'll be a replacement for store staff as the service will continue to play an even bigger role with their customers. But the article goes on to highlight that the transition could be difficult for, quote, older folks, unquote, who typically rely on store staff for assistance. Time will tell how this will pan out.
They said in
and
the
they're supposed-
article, Ray, that 75 million people have downloaded the app already.
Wow.
And Ray?
Okay, Uber is now going to deliver you a dinner with a drone. Uber is officially going airborne and is making an investment in drone delivery with an entity known as Flytrex. That's an Israeli company that has already completed more than 200,000 deliveries to suburban households in the U.S. And they are one of only 4 providers cleared by the FAA to fly drones. And here's the new acronym of the day. BVLOS. That stands for Beyond Visual Line of Sight. The article states drones are the future of food delivery, fast, affordable, and hands-free.
And no tipping.
And no tipping, right?
And so like a pizza is a big box and heavy. How would you get? Would they be able to deliver a pizza?
Well, don't you see drones actually in war? I mean, they can carry pretty heavy weights. If they can carry a missile, they can carry a box of pizza.
Okay, all right. Well, all right. Interesting. Okay.
That's StreamYard. And this is me. Amazon announces its fall hardware event. So Amazon is going to announce some new hardware, especially their Miss A devices and some other things coming up by the end of the month. So by next week or so, we should know what they're coming out with. I had some really good news last night, something I've been hoping and waiting for impatiently, is I now have Miss A plus.
Oh,
so I can discuss with her, and her voice has changed slightly. She's not as mature as she sounded before.
Huey, how did you know you had it?
They sent me a notice saying you have to switch over to it. You got to click on a couple of things to make it happen.
Oh, all right. Okay.
And let's see, X-ray scans reveal the hidden risks of cheap batteries. If you're running one of those chargers and carry it around, if you buy it from Temu or even some of the ones from Amazon, you got to be very careful. This article talks about the fact that they can be very dangerous, and they really cheapen them to sell them cheap. And so the possibility of a fire or explosion is very, very possible with these cheap ones. So be
Huey,
careful.
they've had I think I told you this before, but in Vancouver, they've had some very big fires that occurred in condo buildings, and they occurred on the balcony, and that's because people, particularly in downtown Vancouver, there's a lot of couriers that deliver with their bikes. They have bikes, and their bike deliver couriers, and they buy cheap Temu batteries that are coming from China, and they overcharge them to try and get more power out of their bikes, and these have caused some very big fires on balconies where these bikes are stored, and it's a big problem.
Yep. And Google's starting to launch real-time AI voice search. Now, I wasn't quite sure what they're talking about, real-time AI voice search. At first, I thought, well, you're able to search on audio things, but that's not what they're talking about. It's using your voice to do the searching.
Mm-hmm.
And hidden camera was in place 48 hours before being discovered in this one place. But the article goes on and talks about the fact that the ability to put cameras out now, it used to be you'd have to have somebody that knew how to wire everything up, and you had to have some expertise. Now anybody can buy a camera and stick it somewhere. And there's a lot of instances, especially in Airbnbs and so on, they're discovering cameras.
Huey, what is Kaysville VASA, VASA? What is VASA?
It's a name of a a place that has tanning beds.
Ah, okay. That gives
And-
a whole new impetus to the story.
Yeah, and Kaysville is in, I think, Kentucky. And security researchers, we could remotely start and track Subarus. And the article also goes on to say, and then some other articles that I checked, that several, even the Teslas are having some problem, people able to get into their computers and make some changes. So that could be very dangerous and easy to steal the cars. And Lyft Silver lets older adults hail ride with live human support. And what they're doing, instead of having to use the Lyft app, what they're able to do is to have you call an older person call and actually talk to a human being. So I'm sure it's going to cost a little bit more for that service, but it's geared towards seniors who don't use or don't like to use the phones and latest technology and have the apps and try to figure them out. And Ron, this is you.
This is a very interesting. This is I think Chris is going to do a video about this. Chris Gould, who talks a lot about Google Photos. This is the new AI editing feature in Google Photos where it's conversation. So you can say, lighten this picture up or darken it or move this, and you can do it through voice commands. This should be, you may have this now in the United States. This is available as it's rolling out now in the US. So you may have this feature and it's sort of cool. I'm anxious to try it. We'll ultimately be getting it, but you can voice command the editing changes rather than actually having to put it into the app. So if you have, check your app on your phone, make sure your Google Photos app is updated. Maybe it's there. This is Apple confirms iOS 26 wallet passport feature is coming. So you'll be able to store your passport in your Apple wallet. But I would also caution you, when you travel, you still need the actual passport. So don't leave home without it. Quick Share. If you, I don't use Quick Share. I'm not. It'd be interesting to know if anybody of the viewers use Quick Share. Do you use it, Mike?
All the time.
You do, eh? So who do you Quick Share to? Oh, you Quick Share to another device then?
Yes, between my phone, my tablet, and my laptop.
Okay. So this is an Android feature, and you can Quick Share and move data from one to the other. Whole new. Did you see the new menuing system? This is a whole new menuing system that's coming for the Quick Share program. Have you seen? Do you have that?
I'm not sure if I've seen the new one, but like I say, I use it quite frequently, and it works really slick.
Yeah. So it's you can either share between devices, or you could share it. I guess if you're traveling with your wife and you had some pictures you wanted to share, or you want some files you wanted to share, you can Quick Share between devices. Apple's had this for a long time, but it is a cool feature. And but the menuing was always a little sketchy. In other words, it wasn't quite intuitive how to do it.
Yeah.
And apparently they've solved that. And this is like a new feat. It's well done now. So I don't know. This should be rolling out now. Just hold on. That's the same one Ray talked about. Prime Day is coming up.
Yeah, but some of it's available now.
Yep. They've started already. We just had one in August. I think there was a Prime Days in August. Like, come on. This is
every day is Prime Day.
Every day is Prime Day. It's just crazy. Now, did we talk? I can't remember if we discussed this before. What is YouTube Premium Lite, and should you subscribe to it? This is available in Canada and it's rolling out in the United States. This is an option. Now, this is not anything to do with YouTube TV. No, this is YouTube. This is YouTube. And what I think most of us here on the show subscribe to YouTube Premium, which means we get rid of all the ads, right? So there's no ads in our YouTube, and it's I forget how much is it, Ray? Is it $14 a month or what?
I think it's about 14 for individual. I have the family plan, and that's I think $22. But I have 5 members of the family who are on it. So when you break it down, divided by 5, it's very reasonable.
Right. But it also, the other thing that people don't remember, it also includes YouTube Music. So there's a service on there that is part of that, and people don't often use that, but it is part. So you get, not only do you get no ads, but you get other things with that, and one of them is YouTube Music. Now, to what they've brought out now is it's called YouTube Premium Lite, which is, I think, about $8 a month. And that does not include the music. And it gets rid of most of the ads, probably the mid-roll. It's a little fuzzy. You can look at you can look at the article and it explains it all, but it gets rid of most of the ads. But it is $6 a month cheaper. And so people don't know about this. The other thing about it is, there's no way, if you have YouTube, at least the last time I looked, there was no way if you had YouTube Premium that you can switch to YouTube Premium Lite. You have to discontinue and then rejoin with YouTube Premium Lite. And so you can't just change it. So anyway, it is worth thinking about if you are. I can't, for the amount of YouTube, I mean, I am on YouTube all day long. I would never be able to watch YouTube if I had to watch all those ads. It wouldn't work, right?
Yep,
so
right.
it is essential. So if you are thinking about it or you're really annoyed by the ads, this is a cheaper option for you. Okay. Yeah, this is for creators. This is for creators. I spend, I upload lots of videos each month, and I spend most of my life doing YouTube videos, and I spent a lot of time putting end screens, the little final clip
Snippet
at the very end, and then we can run videos you should watch in there, and it's not a lot of work, but when you do a lot of videos, it is a lot of work. And YouTube is now going to put a button that says, I don't want to see those. And you click the button and you don't have to watch them. So I'm going to nix that's a whole new world for me now. I'm getting rid of the end screens. It's not going to happen. So if you are a producer of YouTube, you might want to think about that.
I saw this one. Yeah.
Did you see this?
Yeah.
Can anyone please tell me on this world why you would want a new light powered keyboard that doesn't? This is Logitech's new charged by it's a battery solar light bulb. New light powered keyboard doesn't even need the sun. It can even take it off. It even charges itself in dim light. And they've just brought it out. It's a new version. They had an older version. They just brought a new version out. And I was thinking there this morning, if you are out there listening to us, do you think there's an application for this? Can you guys? I was trying to rack my brains out this morning.
How about if you're out camping?
Well,
in the remote area, no electricity.
But if you have what are you going to run? Are you going to run a laptop? If you have a laptop, you're going to have a keyboard, right? I mean, a keyboard plugs into whatever device. It doesn't use a lot of power. So I can't.
You're right.
It sounds like somebody invented something and now they're trying to figure out how they can sell it.
Maybe if you Bluetoothed it to a phone or an iPad or something, maybe that would give you a keyboard. Maybe there'd be something to that. I don't know. I mean, but I was thinking, I thought, well, tell me, give me an application for this.
Connect it to your smart TV and never have to worry about not having a battery.
Well, yeah, but that's a lot of expense for, anyway. This was interesting. Now the reason I put this up, we already talked a bit about this. A Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 is the world's fastest mobile chip, and it establishes new consumer experiences. This, of course, is the new Qualcomm chip. So it'll be interesting because, of course, the reason I put this in there, I was thinking about this morning. I mean, Google has their own chip now. They design and make their own chip for their phones, right? Apple has their own M chips that they're making, and they make their own chips for their iPhones. So, like, are those two companies going to fall behind because they're not using the Snapdragon chip? I mean, the Snapdragon chip probably the Galaxy's going to pick up on that one, and they're going to use the Samsung. They're going to use the Snapdragon chips. I mean, how's this all going to work out? I don't know the answer to that. This is a big deal. Ray picked up on the same article. This is the same article Ray did. This is T-Mobile accelerates digital overhaul. And I was surprised when I read the article. 75 million people have already signed up, and used the app. So it's pretty impressive. Oh, have you guys heard about this? This was very interesting. Now let me see if I can get this up.
And if you remember, when was it, last week or the week before, I did a video on AI slop.
Yeah. And was it about AI slop?
Yeah.
So, and this is the same article. This is all about the tremendous waste of time that businesses are having with AI generated stuff, right? That people have to respond to. And because AI makes it easier to make more stuff. So if you and I are looking at, maybe trying to plan the shows or whatever, and, we could create just an unbelievable amount of stuff to send to each other and say, hey, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And your life would soon be unworkable, right?
Good point.
So it's quite interesting that.
Okay, this is Norton's came out with a new Neo browser, which is an AI browser. And I haven't downloaded it yet. I just saw this article last night. But what I did do in the next article is one called the Ace AI browser. And I did download that. And I am going to have both of them. And probably Friday when I do my Let's Talk AI, I think I'm going to demonstrate them. I have them on a different computer. And so it may be a little bit difficult for me to handle that, but we'll figure it out. Google is going to come out with an AI browser as well. So we're going to start seeing a whole new life. If you hate change of the operating systems, wait till you see the changes in the browsers.
I always say
Sorry, Ray. Huey, that's a 15-minute reminder that we need to maybe just go over the last.
Okay, I wondered what that noise was. Okay.
50. I got controls now. This is cool. I can play. JJ says Prime Day is great for people that need more stuff. I don't have room for more stuff. Well, but hold it, JJ. I just have a wife, and she takes my more stuff, and she takes it over to Goodwill, so I have room for more stuff. Jolin says, this feature in Google Photos is quite amazing. I demonstrated it in our Google Photos workshop at Hilton Head Computer Club. Cool. Yeah. That's great. I think it's going to be lots of fun.
Let's see here.
Sally Ann, expect a high today of 64 degrees in Kirkland, Washington. Yes, don't need more stuff. Everyone needs more stuff. Mike, as a Google Fi subscriber, I get YouTube Premium at a discount and can't get Premium Lite unless I leave. That's correct. You have to discontinue your premium. There's no option to downgrade from premium to premium light. You have to discontinue it and then resubscribe. Mike Ungerman, Google Fi, yes.
Yeah.
Sally Ann, if you're using a tablet, you might use the solar powered key. Yes, that might be an option for you for sure. If you're traveling and you, yes, for sure that might be an option. Is Howie's AI tomorrow?
I think he means Huey, and that's me, and it is from 1 to 2 tomorrow, and Eastern time, and one of the I send out a newsletter, and it's going to go out sometime today, and I apologize. I fell into a big rabbit hole this week. I mentioned it in our pre-show discussion that I decided I was going to try to automate something, and so I went to ChatGPT and said, how do I do this? It gave me several things, but one of them was to take, and it wrote a whole program for me in a language called JSON, JSON. And so I figured, okay, I'll play around with it. And then I had asked, do I have JSON? And it said, well, let's check, and showed me how to do it. All of a sudden, I'm in this big rabbit hole. I'm learning about JSON. I'm learning about coding and what's wrong with the coding. And then it ended up, after hours and days of working on this, I still don't have the result I wanted, but I do have an empty spreadsheet that has some headings on it. So it's lots of fun. So, okay, let's get, let's see, we're here. So that's the browsers. And Microsoft is adding Claude models, which is Anthropic, to Copilot 365. So they're using more and more of different AIs together. We're seeing a lot more of that happening now, where AI mixtures, you're going to use in a certain project, you're going to use more than one and maybe several different AI apps in order to accomplish what you want. Instagram. A lot of us don't use Instagram. We're older folks. We use Facebook, but Instagram reached 3 billion monthly users. Unbelievable. So if you're not using Instagram, you might want to think about it if you want to see what the rest of the world's doing. And this I saw, and I tried to get more information on it. I couldn't. This article really doesn't tell a lot about it. But Google Chrome 2.0, AI-powered browser with new AI agentic features. Agentic comes from the word agent. And AI agents are becoming very popular. And it was one of my predictions at the beginning of the year that it would become part of our vocabulary. And it's starting to do so. But I can't find anything more about this. Doing all kinds of searches. So apparently they're keeping it pretty quiet, or somebody just made it up. And Google's Nano Banana AI image editor is now free for everyone. Unleash your inner artist and play with it. And let's see. Want to try the next Windows 7 version? It's now available. Windows 25 H2 is what they used to call release to manufacture. It's done. And they actually have an ISO that you can download and install from the ISO, or you can actually, I believe, download it as well and just install it and update. But within the next couple of weeks, we'll all be able to download and install.
Yeah, that's the article that I had a similar article, that I was trying. That's the one I was trying to post that never showed up. But
it's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
The main point was the writer states that 25H2 itself doesn't include any new features that are exclusive to it, but users can expect other updates in the operating system in the future.
Okay, and let's see, Windows 11 is adding another Copilot button nobody asked for in Windows 11, and is adding another Copilot button. Oh, that's what it says. They're just adding more stuff and more stuff, and it's getting difficult to understand. So we're in the same boat with the different AI programs as we are with the Windows and the other operating systems. They just keep changing them so much every day. It's hard to keep up with. And several of us have been using Notebook LM. Well, some of its developers have a new app called Hux, and it taps audio to help you with news and research. And Hux taps audio to help you with news and research. And as I recall, it's going to be fairly expensive, but it'll read the news to you. And Ray, this is the one you had, what we know about Windows 11. So it talks about
there it is.
What's
okay.
new. Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
You got some notes on it?
Just that this is going to be rolled out in a matter of days. I confirmed for everybody what 25H2 means. It's a version that comes out in the second half of the year 2025. But there's no telling when you're going to receive this update. As I said, it's being rolled out.
Yep. Okay, Ron?
So for those of you who maybe have been following travel this week, probably have heard that in Copenhagen and some of the European airports, they were closed down because of a software hack. And this is being plaguing airport management systems in Europe, and they were able to. But I wanted to show this because they arrested him. They caught him and arrested him. They finally caught him, right? So this is a UK arrested man linked to ransomware attack that caused airport disruptions across Europe. And I have a good friend that's going on a cruise, as I mentioned earlier, in the Mediterranean, and he's just being absolutely freaked out by this because, of course, he's traveling through Europe to get there. So this disruption was really bad. So anyway, they caught him, so that was good news.
And Ron, I think it was you last week had a news article about the Jaguar factory was shut down because somebody had hacked into it. And I've not seen any follow-up on that's been remedied. I thought that's what this article was going to be. And then when I started getting into it, I realized it was something different. Yeah.
This is the article about the Qualcomm chip that they're just releasing, which is pretty amazing chip. And as I said, we'll have to see how this all plays out. But interesting stuff there. Let's move.
And I don't think we've got an article on it, but there's a lot of things going on. Microsoft has come up with a way to cool the chips down.
Yes,
and that's going to.
I got an article coming.
Okay, good. And then the other thing is that Intel has come up with some new chips, and they're working with Apple, and they may forge some kind of a pact with Apple and Intel. So Intel may not be out of the ballpark yet.
Microsoft is building. Now, this is interesting. I think this is good. Microsoft is reportedly building an AI marketplace to pay publishers for content. In other words, it's going to broker some sort of financial deal. We talked a little bit about this last week. There's going to be something built into the system, however it works, and it's going to be able to pay content creators for what they're doing, which I thought was a good idea. Now, this is really cool. Now, I'm going to actually try this out. So, Huey, Google launches an AI-powered mood board app, and it's called Mixboard. Now, that's a bad term for this, but really what this does, when you get a project that you're going to do, we often have AI do a lot of the project for us, but one of the things it doesn't do really well is create the graphics. I mean, yes, we can ask it to create a graphic, and it will create the graphic for us. But what this does is if you put the theme of the project you're doing in there, it creates 10 graphics for you about the project, right? So they're all there for you. So it figures out what you want, and then it creates all the graphics. Now they may not be what you specifically want, but they are. You don't have to individually go and create one graphic at a time, and that's called Mixboard, and it's from Google, and I think this is very interesting. So far, I think it's free. It uses Nano Banana's AI model, but I think that it's sort of cool if you go to do a project. Boom! It makes all the images.
And if you want to do an image, you can take one of the 10 that it comes up with, upload it, and then have it included with whatever graphic you're trying to work with. So that would be a big time saver.
Yeah, I think this is going to be very interesting. I think I'm excited about that.
Here's what I was talking about.
Yeah. This is the cooling. We talked about this, Android to PCs with Snapdragon. We talked about that. Google makes real world data more accessible to AI. Yeah, they're going to take their database, the Google's large database, and they're going to make it available to AI to do more, to make it better, which I think it's good. It's a good article. This was interesting. Waymo to get into the corporate travel business. Now, who was it? Anyway, so what's going to happen with Waymo is that if you have like a corporate account with Waymo, you can have your people using it for that. And the advantage here was Carvana, and Carvana, of course, is a big company that sells cars online. And all their people are going to be able. They'll have a card and be able just to use like a card with Waymo, and it all goes onto the corporate account. So they're getting into the corporate. I love it. Corporate field. So that's sort of cool. Spam calls in Canada are out of control. Well, of course, this new iPhone feature stops them all. And that's the call screening. There's a new feature in the iOS 26, which is call screening, which, of course, Android has had for a long time.
Note the time.
Are we time? It's 10. It's top of the hour. Oh. and welcome. Thank you so much. Oh, my gosh. You know, when you're having fun, it just keeps going so quickly.
We're both doing it at the same time.
Okay.
You do it. There we go.
That was good.
There we go. We got it off. Got the screen off. Any final comments before we go?
Yeah, I'll take the last one first.
I love the feature of checking my calls. Yeah, it's great. The Android feature works so well. Indeed. Remember to click the thumbs up and subscribe to support the channel. Thank you so much. John says, and yes, Nano Banana rocks. Yes, it does. It's certainly cool. There to downgrade from YouTube Premium. I love it. And like Ron, am on it daily. Exactly. Yeah, I agree with you, John. You know, it was interesting. I was out. I had to do some mow the grass yesterday. So I clicked on my YouTube on app on my phone, and I usually choose a raise music, or I choose or I'll choose some sort of video to watch. Well, it said, by the way, you have YouTube Music. Would you like to listen to some music? And I said, oh, I don't usually do that. Okay, sure. And so I listened. It had a bunch of music playlists for me. So I thought that was sort of cool, which was included in my premium version. So if you do have YouTube Premium, don't forget that it includes YouTube Music, which is a big standalone feature you have to normally pay for. All right. Listen, thanks, guys. It's been a blast. Ray, I miss you. I look so forward to once a month and if you want to come on, any more frequent, you just let us know, and we're happy to have you on. Okay.
You'll be the first to know.
Yes. Yeah. I think that's lots of fun. Mike, expect the big things on Monday. Everyone's coming to listen for your segment on Monday. hopefully you're up to it.
Well,
Huey,
I'm going to bed early Sunday night.
Oh, Huey, good luck with your AI tomorrow. You'll get your newsletter out and get all that done. So you should have a good session tomorrow.
Yep.
And we'll be back next week. Same time, same place. Don't forget, come and visit us on Monday. Monday's lots of fun. It's a great time. So anyway, we'll see everyone next week. Bye now.
Bye, everybody.
So long.